Hello and welcome back to another episode of Beerly Out of Bounds, the golf podcast on the Beerly Football Network, bringing you all the hottest topics.
Beerly,
in the
wait, Beerly
news.
what? Beerly what network? Start it over. Roll back. Reel it in.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to Beerly Out of Bounds, the Beerly Golf Podcast and the Beerly Sports Podcast Network, bringing you all the hottest topics in golf news. I'm your host, Beerly Zach. With me, as always, is my co-host, Zane Smith. How we doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to get into, Masters Week. It's the week
Masters
that
Week.
every golfer dreams of, my friend. Every golfer dreams of it. And I've been dreaming for weeks about this. And I'm excited to watch golf shots without the commentary. I mean, that's one of the coolest things they brought 2 years ago, and
Especially because
that's all I
Brandon
watch.
Chambly's in the booth.
No, he's not.
He's there. He's on site.
He's not in the booth.
Is he not in the booth? Am I crazy?
I don't think they've ever. Well, they've probably had him in the booth. Whoever would put him in the booth that's just crazy. But yeah, no, because it's CBS, right? He works for NBC. I don't think they'd have him in the booth. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Was it Nobilo?
Let me look up the broadcast team because they have that one guy.
It's easy to look up. CBS. Look up CBS Masters broadcast team. Anyway, really excited for the Masters. I'm sure you are too. I'm sure everybody is. And we'll be getting into some topics or some interesting things that have gone on or are going on, especially with the back and forth, the banter between the leagues, between the players, between commentators and the players. So we'll get into that. Tonight, I am making my dad proud, drinking what's left of his Tito's handmade vodka. It's beautiful, made in Austin, Texas. So, and then what I did is I mixed it, made a mixed drink with it. I know Dad's not going to like that, but made myself a bullfrog. You know what a bullfrog is, Zach?
It's a toad, actually.
No, it's a bullfrog. Bullfrog. It's a spiked lemonade. It's a bullfrog. So, made myself a bullfrog. I've never heard it called a toad. You heard it called a toad?
Bullfrog is a toad, the actual animal.
Zach, I'm talking about the drink I'm drinking, not the animal kingdom, okay? Get with it. Get with the times.
Speaking of the animal kingdom tonight.
I'm glad you got your hair cut and are looking fresh. It looks nice, by the way. I know you went after your brother there. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Yeah. You don't have to lie to me. You don't have to lie to the people.
Speaking of the animal kingdom, I'm drinking a beer from where all the animals are from. I'm having a Lone Star Original. I don't know if you can see
also
it.
A Texas
in the
beer.
Masters koozie. So.
Also a Texas beer. Oh, you almost threw it up.
No, I coughed. But we have a lot to get through tonight.
You're not gonna ask me about my subtitle, the little thing.
No.
No, why not? Oh, it's clever. It's clever.
Or more than
it's clever. Come on, ask me about it.
Zane, why should I call you Chance?
Because I'm homeward bound, baby. I'm coming back to GA. So, homeward bound. You get it? You get it? You like it?
Yeah. All right, so what we have on the docket today. First off, big win for Akshay Bhatia in the Valero Texas Open, winning in a playoff where it seemed like he had the tournament well in hand. Denny McCarthy fires off a 729 on the back nine. and then ends up dumping a wedge in the water in the playoff to lose.
Yeah, that was brutal, by the way. So like, and the, everybody was talking about. It was so funny to watch the shills of the PGA Tour go out and bash the fact that Dean Burmester won for the Stingers. He won in Miami at Doral, and at least that was entertaining because it was Sergio and him in a playoff. Sergio, by the way, a master champion. And here you got Denny McCarthy versus Ash K. Patia, and one of them just dunks it. You know what I mean? It was brutal.
Yeah.
So it's just so funny.
So the only narrative coming out of this tournament, I believe, is that is Denny McCarthy a serial choker at this point? Is he becoming a serial choker?
I think Denny McCarthy has never been the guy. He's never
That's
been
true,
that guy.
but he's been in position to win tournaments the past 2 years on the PGA Tour. One time he opened with like a 3-shot lead going into the final round and blew it and finished like third.
Sure.
And then this one, he finished he was started the round a couple back, gets really hot on the back nine, is able to push to a playoff and just puts a wedge right in the water.
Some people just don't have whatever that is, dude.
I love Denny McCarthy, but that was tough to watch.
Yeah.
Congrats to Akshay Patia. He's got a cool story. So shout out to him. Next up, Nelly Korda. She's back and better than ever, winning 4 starts in a row. Is she starting to get back to that dominance that we saw before her injury-prone 2020, late 2022 and 2023?
Before the injury, you know what I'm saying? Injury. We're getting canceled. No,
I don't understand the implications, Zane.
Yeah, you don't understand it. No, I think she's there. I knew it would take a while, and we all did. I mean, we were saying it at the time. Anytime you take that much time off of golf, similar to this whole, Anthony Kim situation, anytime you take some time off, it's gonna happen. It happened with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, even whenever he came back, it took him forever to then win his 82nd tournament, and then his 81st tournament and his 82nd tournament, the Masters. And so, it's one of those things. It obviously took a while, but she's back on top. She's dominating. She's not gonna keep. Well, who knows? She could keep winning.
Attitude.
Well, she could keep winning. The problem is everybody knows golf is one of those sports where she's probably now gonna, she can do top 10, then be back on the championship seat. But it is pretty crazy how she's won 4 of her last 4 starts. That's pretty nuts. So
yep,
it's kind of Tiger. It is Tiger-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Lorena Ochoa-esque.
And then obviously Akshay gets the invite from winning his tournament. Someone that didn't get a invite from winning the tournament was Burmeister after his Live Golf win in Miami. Everyone knew that he wasn't going to get an invite, but just interesting surprising to see the disparity there.
And it's a double standard, and it's not a good double standard because you're inviting all those ex-Masters champions who also played in the Live Miami tournament who got beat by Burmeister.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. You didn't have. I mean, John Rahm wasn't playing Valero.
Yeah.
And he's the reigning Masters champion. So it's like, it just kind of blows your mind a little bit as to the, and again, it's been a precedent that the winner of a PGA tournament leading up to the Masters gets an invite. So
yeah,
I have no problem with Ash K getting in.
Yeah.
The issue I have is with guys like Taylor Gooch, guys like Dean Burmester not also getting the invite. That's kind of where it gets a little gray.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. So before we go into some more controversial topics, let's talk real quick about the most popular golfer in the world. Not necessarily the best golfer, but the most popular. We're going to talk a little bit about Tiger because I thought it was some interesting news about or interesting things coming out that he's saying about and it kind of affects the way I think about if he can even win and compete in this event. Obviously, a guy that's seen a ton of success at the multiple Masters championships. But one of the more interesting things that he came out and was telling everybody is, obviously he's still coming back, he's never going to come back from his injury. I don't think. It's just too big of an injury at too old of an age. And he's saying that he's basically in pain every day. Which to me that says I don't think he's making the cut, and if he does make the cut, I don't think he's finishing the event.
So I'm going to disagree with you there.
Okay.
Not in the fact that not in the fact that I think Tiger's going to win, or sorry, not in the fact that I think Tiger's going to win. But you have to remember, there's other golfers that experience pain every day. Phil Mickelson, he won a PGA championship, 2 years ago? And he has rheumatoid arthritis, which that's a pain that never goes away. I mean, you take pills for it,
yeah,
but it never really goes away. And so I'm going to have to disagree with you on that being the thing that's holding him back. I think it's just the injury itself making it harder to walk the courses.
Yeah.
That they play.
I'm saying it's a compounding issue.
If it were just pain in the leg, I don't think it'd be a problem. But because it's the type of injury he had and the amount of walking they do in a 72-hole period, especially with how hilly and, you'd have to, again, I've never been at the Masters. Mm-hmm. The only way I got a sense of the amount of elevation change there is by looking at a virtual kind of course or a virtual kind of layout, 3D layout, and it is massive.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that's going to hold him back from winning. The thing you have to remember, Zach, is this is a guy who not too long ago, he's always had leg issues, mm-hmm. right? He's always had leg issues. And so this is a guy who not too long ago won the Masters at a ripe age. So yeah. I don't think it's impossible with how he's played, like how he played in the Genesis. I don't see it being a thing I don't see it happening this year. Let's just put it that way.
Do you think he makes the cut?
No, just because of, again, how he played in the Genesis. I don't see him making the cut, especially because the Genesis is only a certain amount of players. And on top of that, like you've got the both basically convergence of both the PGA and LIV golf. So it's the best of the best in the world. I don't see him making the cut.
Okay.
Do you see him making the cut?
No, I already said I even if he does make the cut, I don't see him finishing all 72.
Oh, you think he's withdrawing if he makes a cut?
Yeah. I don't think he could play 4 rounds there.
Let's do an options bet. If he makes the cut, I bet he does finish all 72 holes.
Okay. What's the bet? $5?
$5. We'll do $5.
Okay.
Because I'm $10 down to you with the Anthony Kim situation, so I need to win that money back. I need to win that money back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be able to do live, in person, Beerly OB podcasts, won't we?
Yeah. Soon.
It's very
coming
soon.
So neither of us have Tiger making the cut, but if he does make the cut, the bet is $5 that he doesn't finish the event. I think he won't finish the event if he makes the cut. Zane thinks he will. Next, we're going to go into who the favorite is. Scotty Scheffler. Odds are heavily in his favor. I think he's plus 450 to take this one down. Obviously, I asked this question to everybody, and it's kind of a dumb question because But are you taking Scotty Scheffler or the field this week?
Scotty Scheffler or the field?
Yeah.
So, like, do I think Scotty's going to win or somebody in the rest of the field's going to win?
Yeah.
Dude, it's 100%. 100% it's going to be the field.
Yeah. You don't think
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler wins? There's 0% chance he wins.
No, I'm not saying a 0% chance, but if we're betting, yeah, I'm taking the field because it's golf.
Yeah.
Like, golf is one of those things. It's not tennis. Like, if we were at the beginning, let's say, for instance, we were betting on a tennis, right? And we were betting on tennis. And let's say Djokovic was number 1 at the world. I don't know who is right now, but let's say Djokovic was number 1 in the world. And you said to me, are you taking the field or Djokovic? Taking Djokovic, right? Because that tennis is that way. You know, usually you're going to be, if you're the best in the world, you're going to win out. You know, it's just that statistics. In golf, it's the exact opposite. I mean, you could win 14% of the tournaments during the year, none of them majors, and be number 1 player in the world. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, I just don't. Yeah. So the question, Scotty Scheffler or the field? I'm taking the field every time. I mean, do you take Scotty or?
No, I the only reason I asked the question is because his odds are so high.
Yeah, they are very high.
Yeah. I mean, plus 450 is crazy. Now, granted, he's had an incredible stretch of golf he's played lately. But my concern is the last event we saw him in before the Masters, he did not putt well.
Say it again.
The last event that he played in, that we saw him in, he did not putt well. Going into that event, he was putting pretty decent. But the last event we saw him in before going to the Masters, which he's playing this week,
sure,
he didn't putt well. Which, if he doesn't putt well, I'm not lying. If he doesn't putt well, he might not. He'll probably be top 20. I don't see him cracking top 10 if he doesn't putt well.
Really?
Yeah. Those Greens and Masters are tough, man.
Yeah, I still think if he doesn't putt well, he's still going to do pretty dang good. So I'm going to disagree with you there. I think he top 10s it for sure. I think if you did Scotty versus the field on top 10ing, I'm taking Scotty. You know,
I probably am too in that situation, but
okay.
I think if he putts poorly, I think he will not be in the top 10.
Okay.
I'm counting on him putting okay. Not good, but okay, basically.
So Data Golf right now has Scotty at 14.6% chance of winning, which is wild. The thing that astounds, I mean, does this astound you that McIlroy is so high on the betting odds?
It does, just because he's had, let me be very clear at this, he's had good runs at the Masters, but he has never put 4 solid rounds together at Augusta. For whatever reason, he can't put 4 solid rounds together.
Well, and not only that, right now his driving accuracy is so low.
Yeah.
Like he's negative, what is it? Well, he's just under average, but like it's just not good. And even though you're hitting obviously he hits bombs.
Yeah.
It's just not, it doesn't compute well for him to play on a course that is so, you got pine straw everywhere. You got pines lining fairway. You've got very narrow landing areas on some holes. I don't see that boding well for him. Now,
where's he at in the odds? Is he 2?
Yeah. Yeah, he's tied in the odds. He's tied with Jon Rahm. Data Golf has him second outright.
Okay.
Just barely beating Schauffele, actually.
I hate Xander at this course. I hate Xander at this course.
Well, Xander's playing well.
Yeah, no, he is.
And course history would suggest he has a pretty good shot at it. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to win. The issue is going to be, like, obviously, I mean, I'm amazed that they have Jon Rahm so low on this one. That astounds me. Just because obviously reigning champ has a decent year in live going for him.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of baffles me that he is not looked at as higher than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know. Shoffley's just a guy for me who's just gonna kind of hang around.
Okay.
I think I could see him
Okay.
being like 7 to 14, but I don't see him winning this thing.
Gotcha. Well, so I mean, the thing that does bode well for Rory is he is putting better.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know if you've seen that, but his
putting
10
has
round
improved this year.
100%. His 10 round
Yeah.
moving average has gone way up. He was plus a whole stroke gain putting at Valero. So, I mean, it would, and at the Players, he was 4 strokes almost gained.
Yeah, he putted
So,
extremely well with the Players. He was all over the place off the tee, but
yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that will help him. I'm just worried about that driving accuracy.
well,
I mean,
I don't know. Comparatively, it's more Augusta is more of like a landing zone place rather than like it's not necessarily tight, but the hills make it like the slopes make it so like you have to hit a landing zone. Like you have to hit a landing zone. So like it's not like there's like obviously Zane, you were talking about the pine straw and like yeah, obviously that's an issue if you're struggling off the tee. But like in terms of like rough, it's not a super tight course. I don't think it's as tight as TPC Sawgrass when they have it in tournament conditions. And there's definitely not as much like penalizing like water and stuff. But if he is not hitting those landing zones, I'm with you. Like it's just going to be tough to score because he's going to be hitting on a 45-degree angle. You know, I mean, it's like some of the slopes out there are crazy.
Yep. Well, and just looking at this, he only wins whenever he's killing, whenever he's killing it off the tee. And excuse me. And I don't mean killing it as in like distance. I mean like off the tee strokes
like he's gaining a ton of strokes off the tee. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you an example, right? If I'm looking at his history here on Data Golf, you go through his last 2 wins, the Genesis Scottish Open and the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. Okay. Mm-hmm. Both of those times his off the tee strokes gain was nearly 2. Yeah. Whenever he is less than 1.4, he doesn't win. Yeah. Especially when other things are going poorly, like putting. Yeah. So, like he had 1.53 strokes gained at the Cognizant, which used to be the Honda, and the putting was just not there. Yeah. Lost in almost an entire stroke. Yeah. On putting. So he's not the kind of guy, at least from the statistics, that's going to, I mean, again, it really looks like he's one of those guys that builds up his game and then wins. Yeah. Builds up his game and then wins. And this might be the buildup, but he's got to get the off the tee back to where it was before the Players.
He's got to dominate where he has dominated in the past, and that's off the tee.
Correct.
If he can keep the putting even neutral, if he can hit it ball well off the tee, he's gonna perform well.
Well, and the issue is like you look at the off the tee numbers, and he did really well at the Genesis, at the Cognizant, and at Arnold. But once he got to the Players, where it gets a little more difficult off the tee because you got pine got very narrow fairways, got really thick rough. It shot all the way down to even.
Yeah.
Where he's not gaining strokes at all off the tee.
Which is where he thrives.
Exactly. And then you look at Valero, and this is the kind of amazing thing. His approach is what saved him. His off the tee was only 0.5 strokes gained.
Yeah.
Which is why he finished third. That in a very weak field.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I just don't see he's not moving in the right direction with the tee shots, and that's the thing that's going to help him win the Masters.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. Putting needs to be there, but that's with everybody.
Yeah.
That's with anybody that wants to win the Masters needs to be there.
Yeah. So next we're going to go into a guy that you mentioned. You're surprised he's this low on a lot of people's lists, and that's Jon Rahm, defending champion at this event. He was able to edge out Brooks Koepka for the win. And just for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, we know why. A lot of people in golf have been taking a lot of shots at him this week as he returns as the defending champion of the Masters. Our favorite personality in golf, Brandel Shanley, sounded off on him saying, Jon Rahm thought his departure was going to be the tipping point. It wasn't the tipping point at all, but generally speaking, I think he went from being viewed as his own man. Well, first off, let's just break down that. It absolutely has been a tipping point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what brought the PGA Tour to their knees, right? That's literally the thing that brought on this whole TGL. That's the thing that made the way for this whole. They had talks about TGL, but they really didn't move anything into motion until after this happened. And then not only that, you had several other players in talks with LIV, and we know they were in talks because they never said publicly that they didn't talk with LIV. Yeah, they just said, "Hey, I'm staying on the PGA Tour." It was 100% the tipping point. 100% the tipping point. And this is the thing that's caused them to kind of panic in getting sponsors, the PGA Tour and getting sponsors.
Yeah.
Is this thing.
The investment from the PIF.
Correct. And this is also the thing that's led to the Bahamas meeting between
wait, hold on. Let me rephrase, because again, we learned this on the last episode of our podcast. They aren't just getting more money from other sponsors. They're doing backroom deals. Let me be specific. Jay Monahan is doing backroom deals with his best friends to get the PGA Tour more money.
That's exactly right.
And what concerns me is we don't know what is promised to the Boston Sports Group.
Yeah, we know that they are going to own. Well, we know they're going to own a TGL team, which but really, I don't know. It's one of the worst TGL names.
Yeah, what are they? The Frogs?
The Common Ponds or something like that. Yeah, they're frogs.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think he went from being viewed as his own man to being somebody that could be bought. Brandel, literally everyone is bought. You're bought.
Yeah. NBC pays you money, dude.
Yeah.
Or they do. They pay him money. It's like you get paid.
Yeah.
By NBC.
You think I want to say my pleasure to every customer that walks into the Georgia Club? No. When they say thank you, I don't. But because I'm being paid to do that, I do it.
Yeah.
Jon Rahm's getting paid a lot of money to do the thing he was doing before. That's it. He went from being viewed as somebody who could state their principle very clearly of history and legacy, and then turns back on those principles for money and finances.
That's hilarious. Keep going.
The thread that runs through every single aspect of life, and none of us can really say who held the money that we have in our hands before we did, but you know exactly who is paying you and what exactly what exactly they're paying you for, and at its core is malevolent nature. You can't pretend that the impulse to take the money is good when it was so heavily fertilized in greed. That's wild.
Heavily, the statement heavily fertilized in greed just blows my mind. That is ridiculous. Has there ever been a statement that's been so like obviously written by a high schooler?
Yeah.
Like this is a man.
I mean, here's the thing. The funny thing is he recognizes how ridiculous his position is. Because he says the whole, and none of us can really say who held the money that we have in our hands now before we did. Like no one who could, like no one, like I mean, who can really say who pays my bosses to pay me? Because we know who pays his bosses to pay him.
Yeah, big pharma.
But when you know exactly who's paying you, I mean, Brando, it takes a 2-second Google search to find out who's paying you. It's not that hard.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, he knows who's paying him. That's, I mean, the thing that I hate most about this is that it is so, it's literally the old Jay Monahan 9/11 families thing. It's like, dude, get over it. These are not the Yasir is not the same person who bombed our country back with those planes. Like they are not the people that funded the 9/11 attacks. Like you're just going to have to get over yourself and realize that. Were there higher ups in Saudi Arabia that did? Yes, we know that. We know they did. We know they knew. Was it him? No, you have no evidence to suggest it was. You have no evidence to suggest it was. And after the 9/11 attacks, Saudi Arabia came out and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like we're so sorry. Like we is there anything we can do for you, USA?" Like they knew it wasn't good for them. As a state, they knew it wasn't good for them. And so this is like one of those things where it's like all Saudi transactions are 9/11 money. And if you don't like 9/11, then you shouldn't take 9/11 money. You know what I mean? Like that is the argument he's making.
Yeah.
What other argument is there?
100% right. No, you're right.
What other argument is there? Dubai, right? We've gone over this 100 times. Dubai, they have the same shadowy funding and organizations that like freaking Saudi Arabia have. Qatar is literally holding the leader of Hamas. They're like, he's living like a king in Qatar.
Yeah.
And we're going to sit here and go.
And all the while calling for violence.
Yes. And all the while calling for more violence on Israel. And again, like, I'm not saying that Israel's been perfect. I'm not going to be like Zach, who's going to sit here and tell you everything Israel does is right because they're Israel.
Okay, pause.
I'm just kidding. But like the gall to suggest that like this specific Middle Eastern country is so evil that we can't accept money from them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just stupid. And that's how you know he's like, I mean, this is freaking high school logic. This is somebody who thinks they're smart talking at a party.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So
and for those of you who want to know, if those of you interested, NBC is owned by Comcast, so that means that Brandel Chambly is bought and paid for by Vanguard BlackRock.
Well, not just that. Where do they get a lot of their funding? Big Pharma, baby.
Yeah.
Big Pharma.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Nothing like that Big Pharma dollars.
It's kind of crazy that only Vanguard and BlackRock, they own like 16% of the company, 17% of the company. Just those two.
That's not that surprising. They own.
I know that they're big investment firms, but
they're huge. Yeah, that's not surprising at all. Not
Looking
surprising.
at the numbers on that is insane.
What's surprising is J Street isn't up there. That's what's surprising.
State Street is.
Oh, they are?
State Street. Yeah, and then you have JP Morgan Chase.
Oh, so it's just all investment.
Bank of America. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Got to keep it afloat, baby. Got to keep it afloat.
Keep it afloat.
Keep it afloat. God forbid it falls.
But I mean, that's why that statement's in there, is because he's like, well, I know some shady people also pay me, but like, we know who's paying him. So like, I just thought that statement was so funny. I mean, none of us can really say. It's in the penumbra of the imaginings, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if Brandel has an iPhone. Because it's not just transfer dollars, it's also transfer wealth and material.
He 100% does.
Yeah. It's like the guy has an iPhone. It's like, even I can just admit that, are iPhones the most, are they the most eco-friendly, or like, is it
humanitarian?
The most humanitarian product to own? Absolutely not. But at least I'm willing to be like, I can deal with that because I've got my convenience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. But then also we had someone else taking shots at our boy John Rahm. And for like no reason. It was like, it's really quite random. It's actually on Sky Sports Golf Podcast. I'm going to pull the clip up here.
Oh, sweet.
Quick.
You got the clip. Good.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the clip up just so we can listen to it here. But Nick Faldo just taking shots at defending champion of the Masters for no reason.
For no reason. It's just so uncalled for.
Immensely 12 months ago, John Rahm, who's defending this year. You obviously defended in 1990. How do you think Rahm's going to play this year? Obviously, having gone to live and maybe not getting the reps in that, for a 72-hole tournament that he would normally have had.
Yeah, and I think he feels that, because I know he made comments and he watched Riviera and thought, I wish I was there, because that was a great golf course. Then I thought the players was good, wasn't it? That was exciting. Yeah, I bet he wished he was in there. And he's been playing freaking resort courses and in his shorts for the last couple of months. Hasn't been tested. Hasn't really been tested yet. So I think he going on that. Hey, he's a hell of a player. He's going to have to make a little bit more effort to step it up. As I was talking about, get the right intensity. Whether coming in to defend and you can do it, or whether he's, as I was describing, he's just not quite sharp enough because he hasn't tested himself quite as much.
A guy who...
Speaking of guys that aren't quite sharp enough, I think we need to get Nick Faldo off there. I hate to say it.
Man needs to do some Sudoku in the morning or something to get a little sharper.
Wow.
Oh my God, man needs to read a newspaper. Newspaper. Oh my God.
I think this is...
Let's go over the first part of that thing, right?
Yeah.
He says not getting the reps in, and then he says, he'd like to play Riviera. He'd like to play the Players.
Yeah.
Yes.
Duh.
Who's stopping him from playing those courses?
Not John Rahm.
Not John Rahm. Has nothing to do with him. Oh my God.
But even then, it's like, he said he missed Riviera and he liked that course and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's a great golf course. Why wouldn't he want to play there in a tournament?
Yes.
Duh. It's not that it's not that this Gen Z land. It's not that deep. It ain't that deep. It ain't that
deep, bro. It ain't that deep. It just blows your mind. It just blows your mind. And then he goes on to this whole thing where it's like, it's resort courses. It's resort courses that he's been wearing shorts playing. It's like, Nick, they've been wearing shorts on tour for practice rounds forever, dude. Literally,
Well, not forever, but for many years.
Well, okay. Yes.
Since John Rahm entered the PGA Tour, he's been playing practice rounds in shorts.
Yes. And the oh my God. And the part that just fascinates me the most is the resort courses.
Yeah.
Zach, what do most courses that the PGA plays on? What are they?
They're resort
They're
courses.
resort courses.
Yeah.
Vedanta's a resort.
It literally is a resort.
Bay Hill. Resort.
Literally, listen, I can talk about Bay Hill because I played it. Bay Hill is a tough course when it's in tournament conditions because they deepen the rough, they firm the greens up.
But resort courses can be.
Yeah, resort courses can be made tough, but it's a resort course. It's exactly what it is. It's if you go and play it on an average day, it's like, wow, this is a really nice golf course.
Yes.
But it's resort course golf. As someone from Florida, I played a lot of resort course golf. It's resort course golf.
And where did they play this past week?
Yeah.
Where they used to play the PGA Tour. The Blue Monster.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
It's crazy.
Even the players is at a TPC. It's at a resort. All of these courses are resort courses.
You know why they're resort courses, Zane?
Because those are the easiest.
It's the easiest to hold an event at.
Yes.
They have the facilities, they have the parking to be able to deal with spectators and all that stuff. That's why they play resort courses.
Yep.
Now, there are a few courses that they play on the PGA Tour that aren't resort courses.
Austin Country Club used to be one of them.
Yep. There are a few courses like that, but at the end of the day, the reason they play those courses is because resort courses have the ability to hold events.
Yes. And
You
the
could
other
not
reason is
hold a large event at trying to think of a good golf course that you couldn't hold an event at.
Horseshoe Bend Country Club. Golf Club of Georgia.
You couldn't hold an event there.
No, not a PGA event. And the reason you can't is honestly just because of the layout of the course was built around a community.
Mm-hmm.
Most private member-owned or even private corporate-owned facilities are built around communities. And you just can't host events there because of all the houses, because of all the residential areas. That's the main thing. So the whole thing with him saying these resort courses just blows your mind. Mayakoba, they literally used to play there.
Yeah.
That was where the Mexico Open was held.
Yep.
Las Vegas. Is that at Shadow Creek? Oh, is that Las Vegas Country Club? What are you talking about?
Harbor Town.
What do you mean Harbor Town?
Harbor Town's a resort course.
Oh, Harbor Town. No, I'm talking Las Vegas. I'm talking Live right now.
Oh, I was talking about PGA Tour and resort courses.
No, I was talking about Las Vegas Country Club. Not again, a country club, not a resort course, actually.
Yeah.
Jeddah, definitely a resort course. Royal Greens, Hong Kong Golf Club. These are places that are actually, they're not, again, it's crazy for him to say the resort courses. If you look at it, they're actually less resort courses than the PGA courses are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Miami was the most resort. Well, Mayakoba's pretty resort-like. Miami was probably one of the most resort courses they played, and that was this past week.
Yeah. But I mean, you're 100% right. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to draw that as a distinction. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you can, again, if his argument was, it could have been intellectually honest and sharp. I have lost all, after that, interview, I lost. Well, I never really had a ton of respect for Nick Faldo. Lost all respect for him with that interview. That's just stupid. I mean, that's literally idiotic. That's what children say. And oh, that's nice. Thank you for that, Zach. That's real good.
Was my
Did you
sound
get
off?
it?
Was my sound
No.
off?
No, it
Why
wasn't.
is it? Oh, what?
No, your sound was not off. I can hear that.
Oh, that's why. Sorry.
Nice.
that was
Very nice.
sorry.
Anyway, well, like I was saying,
Wrong
there is an
microphone.
intellectually honest thing, and that is, hey, there's a great case to be made if Brooks Koepka was playing four rounds,
Mhm.
that he would have won instead of Jon Rahm last year at the Masters. That is an argument you can make because he definitely folded in the fourth round. That is an argument you can make. Well, you can't make the argument he made. You can make the argument that he's not going to be up to form because he plays 3 rounds a week instead of 4 rounds a week. You can say that, right? But you can't make the argument it's going to be because of the shorts, and you can't make the argument because it's resort courses.
I don't even know if I buy that 4-round thing because the very next 4-round event he played, he won.
But that's, again, you can argue that's because he's gotten that. He looked a lot more on form that second in the
PGA,
in the US Open.
I mean,
in the
I
PGA.
guess, but like, I don't know.
He did. He looked a lot more on form in that fourth round. Fourth round, he looked struggling. He was struggling in the Masters. Everybody
he just
saw.
lost his iron play. He lost
He lost everything. He lost it off right with his driver on one of the finishing holes.
But I mean, the worst thing that he just wasn't hitting greens, and when you don't hit greens at Augusta, you're not going to play well.
Yes, but that's my point. Is you can make the argument he didn't win because he's not playing 4 rounds a week.
I guess.
I personally believe Liv should go to 72 holes. I think Jon Rahm is exactly right. Jon Rahm actually said in an interview this past week. I think it would benefit him to go to 72 holes again. I like the structure of the shotgun. I think it's really easy to watch, which is awesome on TV.
Yep.
I really love the way they've organized the graphics and stuff. I do believe it hurts live players going into major championships.
So would you want to start on Wednesday or go till Sunday?
What do you mean? Because right now it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is live events.
I thought it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Only maybe specific live events, but usually it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The reason I thought it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday was, from my understanding at least, the idea was, oh, you can watch our thing and then you don't miss the final round of a PGA Tour event. No?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, because they're competitors. Why would they help out the PGA Tour?
Well, the original plan was to not be competitors, but
yeah, that was the original plan, but that was not the plan after they declared war on Live.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know what I mean? So no, it's always been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, barring like special circumstances. But I think it would benefit them to go to 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
I think it would, and that would definitely get rid of any of this bull crap about them not getting ranking. Again, we've said they should have gotten rankings from the get-go. I mean, that would open
because we literally, I think, it was last episode. We literally looked over the OWGR rule book.
Yeah, and we saw that
it had stipulations for non-standard events because the PGA Tour does non-standard events.
Yes. Yep.
So,
like Riviera, baby. So,
like Riviera, whenever they do a match play event.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those things. Resort courses. Crazy. It's a wild take.
Before we get into our picks for the Masters, because we are going to do some picks, I want to go ahead and Zane, you had a Brooks Koepka interview moment pulled up, ready to show the class.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
bring that up so we can watch it together. I haven't seen this yet, so this is going to be raw reaction.
Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, so Brooks Koepka was asked by a media member about scores at the Masters, and here we are about to see it. So here it is.
Competing every single week, and I think that's one thing that's forgotten.
Hey Brooks, it sounds like the course is already pretty dialed this week, but under softer or sort of optimal scoring conditions, do you think 59 is attainable on this golf course?
Have you played here?
Not yet.
Yeah, I can tell by the question.
What number is attainable in your mind? 63 is low.
I don't even know anything is attainable, but yeah, if I want to go play the numbers tees and maybe play like 15 holes, yeah, I can do that.
That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious.
That's a wild question to ask about Augusta National, man.
It so is. It's like, why? Like,
I mean, here's the thing too. It's not like we haven't had a Masters where the scoring conditions were like perfect.
yeah, we have. That's the craziest
and
part.
No one has gotten even close to 59.
No.
And Brooks Koepka is like, have you played here?
Played here, which is why I honestly, it's why it's crazy that they've extended that. What is it, number 12? That's why it's crazy to me. Not 12.
Yeah.
Is it 11?
I know what hole you're talking about, but I don't
13?
remember what hole it was.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
They keep moving the tees. They moved it back again this past season.
yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like,
I mean, this course
That's why
isn't
I don't-
broken. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
I don't. Yeah, I don't understand that. Do you understand that at all?
I mean,
The need for that?
I don't
I don't.
understand the need for it. My thing would be like, if I'm looking at Augusta National, right?
I think the only thing it does. Wait, real quick before you finish that thought. I think the only thing it does is it kills any chances of seeing a Zach Johnson win again.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. And they've linked in a number of holes out there. Again, when the course isn't broken. Like, no one's like shooting low 60s out at Augusta National, let alone a 59. That's insane. No one's shooting low 60s at Augusta, and the reason no one's shooting low 60s at Augusta is because it's exceedingly difficult to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, not only, I mean, it's like I talked about, like the long hitters are punished because when you have that much speed with the driver, it costs you accuracy. And if you're not accurate out there, you can't play to these landing zones where you can get a flatter lie.
Mm-hmm.
But you're 100% right about, you're never going to see someone, Zach Johnson, a full swing driver, 290, 300 yards.
Yeah,
win at
it's
this
just not going to
course again,
happen.
because it's just, they're making it so long where there's really only the guys that average like 310, 315 off the tee or longer have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly right. I just don't. It's never going to happen again. I don't think.
So you're not.
Guy.
So before we get into our picks, you're not taking Brian Harman in your top 5.
Brian Harman drives the ball pretty good.
He's short off the tee though. He's not like near the top.
Not really. Let's look at Brian Harman real quick.
Brian Harman.
I'm looking up his drive. I'm looking it up. So if we just go to his,
he averages under 300 yards.
Okay, but that's literally not the same as say a here we go, distance driving stat. Where is it?
He's 66 on tour in driving distance.
Oh wow, yeah, he does drive it pretty short. Yeah, 296. That was his big one. And that was at Valero. Wow. Okay.
Now he hits a lot of fairways. Don't get me wrong, but he does not hit the ball far.
All right. Well, I don't want to put him behind the ball. I think he could win. I mean, he's already demonstrated he can win a British Open, and I
Yeah,
get
but
the
again, that's different.
fairways
kind of
roll a
golf.
lot more. Yeah, I get it. I don't want to say he can't win it. I don't want to say Brian Harman can't win it because he's so talented, and he does have a mental. I mean, even though he's a mental midget when it comes to like speeding up his play, I think he does have the it factor up here. Whenever it comes time to hit a good shot.
Zane won't say it,
No.
but I will. He ain't winning. I'd be willing to put a significant amount of money down.
Really? What about 100 to 1?
100 to 1.
I'll give you
So-
$1. I'll give you $1 if he doesn't win. You give me 100 if he does.
I don't need $1 that badly, man. Like I just to be honest.
10 to 100.
Like that doesn't do anything for me.
10 to 1. 10 to 1. I give you $10 if he doesn't win. You give
Okay,
me
and then I up my bet to 100, and then you give me $10.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. We won't do that.
I'd have to consider that one. I could use $10. I can't use one. One can't even buy me a Snickers bar.
100 to 1.
$10
10 and
bill.
1,000. 10 and 1,000. Give me $1,000 if he wins. I give you $10 if he doesn't.
Let's go 5 billion. I'll bet 5 billion on those odds.
Oh man.
I'll be an indentured servant for the rest of my life for Zane Smith if I lose this bet. But I have the chance of winning
Ooh.
like $50.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
He ain't winning though.
I love that. Whoever put that out there, I don't know who did it first, but whoever put that thing out there about Rory McIlroy, that was the funniest crap I've ever heard in my life.
What?
You didn't see it? So it said
No.
so Rory McIlroy is plus 800 on winning the Masters next week. It said, so if you don't understand how betting odds work, if you bet $100 on that plus 800 odds, you lose $100.
That's a good one, man. That's really
Dude,
good.
It was the best. It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. I cried when I
If
saw
you
it.
bet
man.
$100 on that 800, you lose $100.
Because it's saying Rory ain't never winning a
You ain't
Masters.
winning this. You ain't winning this tournament.
Oh God.
That's a good one. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our picks. Picking top 5 in order.
Yeah. Let's go in order. Who would you put at 5?
Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh man, I feel like people are gonna be mad at my picks. At number 5,
Why are people going to be mad at your picks?
I think people are gonna hate this first one. Number 5, I got Scotty Scheffler. I feel like he has to be in there, but I don't see him winning this thing. I'm just gonna be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, I've got John Rahm.
Really? 5th place. Interesting.
5th place. Yeah. That's pretty fair for a reigning champ.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Wow, I'm looking at some of these names on this. Wow. At number 4, I have a little bit of a return to form here. I'm going with Cam Smith at 4. Putter gets hot.
Cam Smith at 4, huh? Really? Cam Smith has not been playing very well on Live.
It's a false front, bro.
Okay. So you put Cam Smith at 4?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and say Jordan Spieth at 4.
Really?
Yeah. Jordan
At
Spieth at 4.
3, I'm going Hideki.
Really?
Top 3 at the Masters, yeah.
I'm not going Hideki. 3?
Yep.
I'm going to go Rory McIlroy. I think 3rd place.
Okay. Starting to second guess some of my decisions here. At 2, I think I'm going to go Xander. I think there's 0 chance he wins, but I think he'll come in second.
Say that again. You put Xander?
Xander at 2. I think there's 0 chance he wins, but I think he comes in second.
Okay. At 2, I'm gonna go ahead and put. Let's
Say it,
see.
Zane. Say it. I know what you're thinking. Say it. Do it.
Who do
Mom.
you think?
Just say it.
I was
dude.
gonna
I know
say
what you're
I'm gonna say Joaquin Neiman.
Whoa.
2. Yep.
And the winner of this event, he's just a killer. Give me Brooks Koepka.
You think Brooksy's gonna win?
I think Brooksy's going to win it.
I'll put. So I know I said earlier that Scotty versus the field. I put Scotty in at 1. I think it's very high chance he wins again here.
I just don't think he's got the putter this week. If you don't got the putter at this event, it does. If you don't have the putter,
no,
at the
I mean, it doesn't matter what last week looked like. He's so hot and cold with it, even back when he did win the Masters. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So those are our 5. Those are our 5. Which ones? Go ahead and post in the comments. Who do you think? Who are your top 5?
everyone's going to be on your side, but I think I'm right. So
I think Joaquin Neiman's going to be that sleeper.
I think
I think
Joaquin
he's-
Neiman finishes top 10. I don't have him in my top 5.
You think top 10?
Yep.
Okay. I think top 5.
6 to
I
8.
think second. As high as second. Because he's that good. I love Joaquin Neiman, dude. Such a good
You're
player.
in love with that guy.
Yeah, it's amazing he hasn't suffered the same fate that Zalatoris did. To me, it's crazy.
What do you
So,
mean?
With the back, how he swings, how he dips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
That makes
that's
sense.
just wild to me that hasn't gotten worse, or hasn't
Yeah.
not gotten worse, hasn't caused an injury. That's what's so amazing. But he
Yeah.
does work out a ton. He's a lot more, not buff. He's got a lot more muscle on him than Zalatoris does, so that could be the thing
Yeah.
that's protecting his spine.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. I only play one on television. So,
All righty.
call
Anything
me
you wanna
Chance.
Anything you want to plug before we head out tonight?
Huh?
Anything you want to plug before you head out tonight?
Just that Zane Smith. Just that Zane is going back to Georgia. Zane
He couldn't
is
stay away from me.
saying Audi.
He loved me too much.
Yeah. I love Zach so much. I just wanna do things to him that would make mom and dad blush. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. That's enough.
I meant hug. I didn't mean anything worse than that. I meant hug.
Sorry.
You know, hug,
Almost
because
threw
that would
up.
make him blush. That would make him feel like, oh, you know, that would make him blush.
I got the hiccups.
Oh, there's the hiccups. We got to end the podcast now. We got to end it now. It's over.
Zane, plug the merch.
All right, so merch is here. We've got a brand new logo on the merch this time. Please check it out. We've got the design right there. It's a die cut sticker. It's awesome. Look at how it's exploding from the golf ball. Beerly OB. We also need to name that little mascot. If you've got an idea for the name, please put it in the comments below. We've got a really, really cool semi-flat bill hat that is awesome. We've got the Beerly OB design sweatshirt that Zach has finally fixed, making the logo a lot bigger. Got really comfortable tees. We've got mugs. We've got everything your heart can desire. Look at that tee right there. I like that dual color there. So you got an inside and an outside color, which
in
is
case
awesome.
you don't like the light blue on this one,
you've got different colors:
coral, yellow, standard, and pink.
Zach, did you know coral is my favorite color?
Is it actually?
No.
Oh. I didn't think you were a liar. But
That's
also
the biggest
we got
lie of all.
We got all kinds
That
of
was the
colors
biggest
on all
lie of
these
all.
things.
Yep.
Pink, light steel. We also got denim blue and smoke gray.
Uh-oh, he's hiccuping. Got to end the podcast now. Got to end it now.
No,
I
not
can't
yet.
We need to
I want
change
to
that.
show
I
the
can't even
colors of
see
the hats.
I can't even see the gray. I can't even see that. I can't even see the middle thing.
Beerly
Got to
OB.
change that color.
The golfing Beerly boy.
I
We got
love
dark
the golf.
gray. We got red. Heather gray.
Oh, is that the name of it? I didn't think we had a name for it.
Yeah, we got the golfing Beerly boy.
No, that's not the name of it.
Well, it's the name right now until our audience picks one.
Pick one. Pick golfy or Bali.
All right, that's all we have.
Something cute.
Time before Zane ruins the brand by picking a terrible name. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching
I told
on
them
YouTube.
to pick it. They're picking
Or
it.
if you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you find your podcast, make sure you leave a review. We would greatly appreciate it. Only 5 stars. If you hated the podcast, you want to leave a 1-star review, go over to Flushing It and leave them that 1-star review, and then come back over here and leave a 5-star review.
Flushing It is a good pod. I think
What's
what you
the
mean
bad one? Is it fried egg?
Foreplay.
Foreplay is not terrible. I'm thinking of is it fried egg? Is that the bad one?
No, it's foreplay is the one with terrible taste.
That's all we have for tonight. We'll see you next week.
Bye.